Hey everybody, it's Matt with the Easy Life, and today we're going to make a very simple and quick recipe. It can be customized in any number of ways, and we're going to make a side dish to go with it. So come along and learn how to make just a simple rice and gravy. Before we begin, let's get an overview of everything we're going to need. All the things we're going to need to make this. It's a very simple recipe. And it doesn't take a whole lot. You can use any kind of meat you want. I'm using sausage, but you can use pretty much anything. You're going to definitely need some rice. Just a little bit of seasoning, salt and pepper, and bell pepper and all that. You need a couple bowls. There again, your salt and pepper. That's all the seasoning we're going to use. Of course, you're going to need a couple of things to cook it. Now, first we're going to do is we're going to cut up our onion. Dice our onion really good, and I already know people are looking at my knife techniques here going, having a mini heart attack. Now we're going to cut up our bell pepper as well, and these are both going to go in the pot at the same time. Now notice I have two bowls here. One is going into the green beans, the other one's going in the actual rice, actual gravy part. Of course, we got to cut up our sausage in the bite-sized pieces. And now you can use whatever oil you want here. I'm using hog lard because I don't like using seed oils. And we're going to put our vegetables into the main dish first, and we're going to saute those down. And we're also going to put some in for the green beans. Now you of course start sauteing those down. You don't have to mix constantly, stir constantly, but just get it to where. Now you notice here I used too many for the green beans, and in all honesty, I took too many out, so I need to put some back in there. Now I cut up a little sausage on the side to go in the green beans. Now, of course, the vegetables sauteed faster in that little bitty pot, so we were able to add the meat a little bit earlier. Of course, you stir that around, get it all cooked down nice and well. Of course, keeps, every once in a while stir your vegetables so you don't burn them. Now you can see they're well sauteed at this point. So we are going to go ahead and add our meat to our main dish. Now, like I said, this could be anything you want: sausage, some cheap steak, or whatever. It doesn't have to be expensive meat. It doesn't have to be high quality meat. It's just a very simple rice and gravy. Now we go ahead and add the green beans over here. The meat's already cooked down in there, and of course we have to stir that up so that it all gets distributed evenly. Stir your meat up so it starts to cook. And of course I left a few pieces kind of still not quite cut apart. Stir up your green beans, get it all nice and mixed to where it all heats evenly. Because now this basically right here, once the meat's cooked, you're basically just heating up the meats. And of course you have to season a little bit. You gotta add some pepper to that, add some salt, and this is all to taste, whatever you like. And we of course have to stir in the salt and pepper. And if you have to add a little bit more, just add a little bit at a time. You can always add, you can never subtract. So just give that a good stir so that salt and pepper gets nice and mixed in right there. And then of course you're going to add your salt and pepper, a substantially larger amount to this pot, because of course there's more to season. And I like a lot of pepper, as you can probably tell by here. I really like a lot of pepper. And like I said, that's just my personal taste. Stir all that in real well. And just keep an eye on it. Now, if you notice also on the right there, I've got some rice going. Because what's rice and gravy without rice? Am I right? You gotta have something to serve it on. I mean, it's in the name, rice and gravy. So, you gotta get your rice. Cooking rice is really simple. It's basically 1 part rice to 1.5 parts water. So if you're cooking 3 cups of rice, you put bent down as much as possible. You see our rice basically done. Bread, no more actually bacon already. And we're going to cook that, let that simmer for a while, and then all that grease and all that kind of cook up into it. Now we've got to turn on the rice. And when your rice is done, what I'm doing is take it off the heat. I did taste this, and it wasn't salty enough, so I decided to add some more salt to it. Again, your personal taste. Of course, I had to add some pepper to it. Again, your personal taste. Whatever you like is how you make this. There's no wrong way. Now, I want to think of this, so I'm actually a slurry of flour and water. They use cornstarch. Up, and that's what thickens that gravy. You get this thicker instead of you like a thin gravy, don't add it. But please, thick gravy, you add a lot more than I added. Or you have fruit, you add some fruit. Now, I do have it. So instead, I love water. That's it. Always even though they're all low and simmer. And there we go. That's what it looks like. It's been simmering now for about 10 minutes. Everything's nice, cooked in, well incorporated. And here is everything plated up.
Okay, let's see how we did. Get a little spoon. Simple as can be. Beans. Again, very simple, very easy to make. Can be done in the space of less than a half hour, maybe a half hour at most. And you can customize this dish any way you want to. You can add whatever vegetables you want. We just use onion and bell pepper, salt and pepper. You can use any seasonings you want. If you want to add garlic, add garlic. If you want to do a different kind of pepper, add some poblano pepper or something, anything you want. Jalapenos, chop up jalapenos. Also, you can use any meat you want. Like I said earlier, you want to use some kind of cheap steak, use some cheap steak. Just, get the worst cuts of meat you can, use it as meat. As long as you can make a gravy, you're gold. So, what you do with this dish is only limited by your imagination. Well, thank you for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button down there. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more recipes, stay tuned because I have a lot more planned. If there's anything you would like to see, hit me up. Tell me what you want me to see, want to see me cook. Is it simple? Is it extensive? I have some in mind. Like I said in my last video, I do plan on making some Filipino adobo. It's just a matter of getting around to it. So, and I do have, eventually I'm going to get to the point, I do eventually want to make it beef Wellington. I know it's a very difficult dish, and it's rather pointless dish for a lot of people consider it. But I just want to get my hands at it. I just want to try my hands at it, so we're going to try that out. Anyway, like I said in my last video, I've got a lot more stuff coming up. I'm buying a personal vehicle. I'm going to do a video introducing y'all to that. And when I do get that vehicle, I'm going to customize it, and you're going to be with me every step of the way. So anyway, as always, God bless and be good.